Okay, guys, happy Tuesday. It's April 18th or something. And this is,
Tax day.
oh,
It's tax
yeah,
day.
I can't get used to an April 18th tax day. But I figured that we would just go off the topics that you guys wanted to hear us talk about. We can kind of just rally through them. A lot of them, to be honest, were kind of yes or no answers, and I could give you real quick answers on them, honestly. But 16 comments, so we'll just start hammering away at them. I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about my conversation that I had with Joe last week. I think I kind of shared a little bit about it. But I was running into kind of like an obstacle, and I think that this kind of goes it aligns itself with some of the comments that were on the post from today. But I was running into kind of like getting everyone to the 90%, and then not being able to move past that 90% point. So, having people at that point and then just not getting them to the 100%, to the sign on. And so Joe must have, either that or Tanner told him that I was having a moment with myself, but Joe must have felt my spidey tingles, and he messages me at like 11 o'clock one night. He's like, "You're quiet, what's up?" And I was just kind of telling him, he's like, "What's going on with you? How are you doing? Are you where you want to be with the business?" And they're amazing mentors, and everything that they teach us, we pass along to you guys. Brooke, I'm just going to mute you real quick. So, everything that they teach us, we pass along to you guys. So, I gave him how I felt, where I was at, and where I was getting stuck. And he asked me for the materials that I was sending out. Now, this is really, really important, and I want you guys to kind of mimic these behaviors, because he asked me for the materials that I was using. So he asked me for the opportunity video that I was sending out, also the comp plan information that I was sending out. And he's like, "I'm going to look over this stuff. I'm going to listen to the video that, Zach made and all of that stuff. And I'm going to get back to you with my thoughts of where I think that you might be getting stuck." So he did that, and he called me the next morning at 9 a.m. and we talked for a bit. And he was like, "How many partners do you have? How many partners?" Which was a really interesting question he asked me. He said, "How many partners do you have that you think would have signed on regardless of what the quality of the video was that you sent them?" And I said, a good hand of them, because I had that trust from my previous business, and I had some warm market people who were trusting in me to hop on. And he said, "Right, so you're getting stuck with the people who maybe don't know you so well and are judging the business off of the material that you're sending them." And I was like, "Okay, I'm with you on that." So, and he said, "To be honest with you, I don't send out any comp information whatsoever." And I was like, "Okay, now here's someone who they pretty much sign someone on every single day, I would say, in multiple business centers." And he said, "I never send out comp information." He's like, "We never really get to that point in a conversation." And he's like, "Did you understand the comp plan of your first network marketing company through and through before you signed on with them?" And I said, "No." And he said, "And did you get paid through direct sellers, all 5 different ways, through the company before you fully understood the comp plan?" And I said, "Yes." And so he said, "So do you think that people really need to have this crazy PDF of this graph and this chart in front of them before they make their decision?" And I said, "No, you're right." So what I took from him was that the systemization and crazy like systems and stuff that we're all like trying to nail down. So I'm talking ads, the wine funnel goes into that, all of these hoops and jumps and, crazy stuff that we're trying to nail down. Joe and Tina, who I respect fully as mentors in this business, have done everything they have done without jumping through the hoops of, a wine funnel, a wine system, a wine this, leads or ads or anything like that. They just recently started getting into ads, and I will tell you that most of their work is not from ads. So I want you guys to think that when we go into this call, instead of wondering like what more you can do, think about and focus on what you can be perfecting that maybe your skills are not so strong at, and just focusing on those core competencies that are going to get you to that 100%, those sign-ons. So I wanted to just quickly go over, it's something that maybe is a little bit more casual for me. It just comes to me, and having network marketing experience, I definitely wanted to touch on this, but it's something that I don't really address is like what I do, what I focus on. And Brooke and Tanner, maybe you can, is Ashley Lindsay on? I don't see her, but maybe you can hop in and say too, but what I'm focusing on right now is my wine Instagram page. It is exclusively wine stuff. It's wine paraphernalia 24/7. And it's fun. We put up now hiring posts from time to time. Like right now, Zach's putting one up, and it's really lighthearted. We built up all of our following on there through Instagram. And it's 100% where we're getting any like warm leads from Instagram from. And those people are kind of coming to us. And I will tell you, to be completely honest, if you want to talk numbers, we'll put up this wine post, this now hiring post, and I'll probably get 80 people that say they're interested. And by the end of tonight, that number will probably be down to 10 people who actually take the conversation more than just one response and reply like that. And then from those 10 people, I'll probably get 2 that will like have an exchange of video and follow up afterwards and take it to a phone call, whatever. Maybe skewed in a little bit of a higher direction. So maybe I'll put the video in front of 10 people out of those 60. But really, the numbers jump down significantly. So by the end of tomorrow, I'll have 2 people maybe that I'm still talking to. And maybe those people are going to be rock stars. So when we talk about having hundreds of unanswered messages, I want you to look at one exposure on Instagram when I have over 4,000 followers that I just got from Instagram. I'm not going out and like hunting these followers down. But we're talking like 60 exposures where they're approaching us and saying, I'm interested, that maybe 2 will turn into a fluid conversation, and then maybe they'll sign up and maybe they won't. Like those are the numbers we're working with. So, I want you to remember that. And so what I'm focusing on is I pull up wine, I spend 15 minutes, I set a timer, and I go to Pinterest and Etsy, and I pull all wine posts. I go to Google Images, and I pull all wine posts. Wine this, you search Wine Monday, you'll get a post with wine and Monday. And I use that to market specific to an attraction-based clientele on Instagram. I use my regular Instagram that I've had forever for lifestyle posts as an entrepreneur. And I post to my regular Facebook about my life. So it's more of, getting to know me, hearing my personality, seeing like the banter between Zach and I, and getting to know me from there. And that, and my invites. So that's really what I'm focusing on. And then of course your follow-ups go hand in hand with your invites. I dabbled in the ads for a little bit, but we're not getting so caught up where it's taking us over and we're trying to systemize everything that comes along. So I hope that kind of gives you guys some peace as to what hey Zach, when you get a chance, let's just run every appliance and everything that we have in the kitchen going on. So the blender when you get a second. So anyway, what I'm saying is don't try to make it more than it has to be. Invites, follow-ups, make sure you're getting those follow-ups. An invite is nothing without a follow-up, and go from there. So I just wanted to give you a piece of like the simplicity in what we're doing and like really not trying to make yourselves crazy. I don't want you to spend a weekend, a week, or anything trying to master anything. And also I'm throwing posts from my Facebook page into my like page, but I'm really not doing anything else with my like page, literally just transferring material over there. So I hope that kind of gives you a snapshot into what I do and what my life is, and you focus on invites and getting yourself out there, your personality, putting it on blast. So if you girls have anything to add to that, and then we could go off the list from what I have not covered so far.
Yeah, when I looked at the list today, I was going to almost reverb what you're saying, because after I put out a Facebook ad 3 weeks ago, I'm still getting people in every single day from that. And the truth is exactly what Sarah said. I may send out 100 invites a day. I may sit down and do an hour of copy and pasting invites, cold messaging people, and less than 10 people will write me back. Less than 10 people. And then it's the same statistics in this, seriously, that I might get 3 people that say yes after they watch the video. And then those 3 people schedule a call, and maybe 1 shows up for a call. Mm-hmm. And that is just the standard. And that's an everyday thing. And so if you're feeling disappointed, it's impossible to get better results unless you increase your numbers. So if you're looking at us saying that we're doing 80 to 100 people, and we may get 1 person that is a number 10 that they're ready to sign up, and that's not even a guarantee that they sign up. You may send them your link and they still don't sign up. So if you're doing 3 to 5 people a day, I'm just going to tell you it's going to take 2 months to get that 1 person. Mm-hmm. And so if you're feeling discouraged and you've worn out your warm market, you have to raise the numbers on the amount of people that you're going to invite every day. And we're not being mean in saying that. We're trying to encourage you to help you. And one of my girls asked me today when I was telling her that I did this, she said, well, how many people get mad at you for cold market messaging? I'm like, maybe every 3 days I have someone that says, oh, could you have built a relationship with me first? And I'm like, I don't have time for that. So you find your people by doing this. And I'm nice to people when they cold market message me, because I want people to be nice to me. So what comes around goes around. And that's what you have to think about. So if you're really honest with yourself, when you're looking at what you're discouraged about, how many people are you messaging each day? How many people are you worried about that are not writing you back? How many people are you actually sending the video to? Getting to the point where you can send a video to them. So if the majority of people aren't writing you back, then you've got to up that number to find those small handful of people. Tanner probably has the same story that we have, because she does large numbers too. So, well, one of the questions that I think we need to address is the amount of people that read your message and don't respond. How many people get discouraged by that? Do you look at that as like, oh my gosh, I sent out 20 messages and everyone saw it. I can see that they saw it and they didn't respond to me. Like, does that discourage you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, my response to that is I message 20 more people. Mm-hmm. Or I sit down and I do more, because you're looking for the person that's going to write you back. And the only way to avoid getting discouraged by those people is to do more people and to do more people. And honestly, I mean, I told Sarah and Tanner this on Saturday morning, that I had a girl that I sent a link to on Friday. She was supposed to sign up. She didn't sign up. She didn't sign up Saturday morning. So what do? I sit down and do 100 more invites, because I'm not counting on her. Mm-hmm. You don't count on people until they're in. Yep. You don't invest in people until they're in. Yep. And so you don't waste your time on these people that are not writing you back after they read your message. They may write you back months later because they see you being active on Facebook, but they're not speed bumps. They're just, they're just a rite of passage right now of you getting through that and connecting with more and more people. So,
I will say, someone posted they were like, yeah, I know about 100 people who have not messaged me back. Guys, I have over 700 in my invited section of people who have not responded to me. And one day I will go through and I will delete them all as a friend. I don't have time to do that now, but I will. And that's just the way it is. I've had people that come back to me all the time, but that's the way it is. If you're not okay inviting, if you're not okay getting ignored, and if don't have a little bit of tough skin, then you're not meant for this. Or you know what, maybe you need to do personal development to kind of toughen up a little bit with that. And everybody can change into the network marketer, into the business owner they want to be, but it's just a mindset. I'm just going through as many as possible till I'm finding the one that wants to do this. And that's what you guys have to realize, that we are not anything special. You see us signing people up, it's because I have 700 people who have not responded to me. Not because I've had 30 plus people say yes to me. It's because I've gone through thousands. And that's the way that it is. It's a numbers game. So anyway, sorry, Brooke. Go back to what you're saying.
No. My husband, every day, he says this is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. You're going through many, many people to find the person that's an opportunist. And let me just tell you, not that I'm on a negative spin here, but after we've been in network marketing for a really long time, a few red flags that I'm just going to tell you for people when you're messaging them, if their immediate response to you is, well, how much does it cost? That's almost an automatic no. If they are more worried about how much money they have to pay into this business than how much money they're going to make, they are an automatic no. So you can almost bet if someone responds that way, it's almost like they've not responded at all. So you will start to learn this. The more people that you message, the way that you can read people and the way that you see their energy. If they say, yes, please send me more info, I'm totally interested. Those are your people that you're looking for. And so you know that the minute that it comes through, okay, this might be a person that I can spend some time on. But my favorite thing about this business, and all of us are busy, not a single a person on here doesn't have 1,000 things to do every single day, is plan your timing on this. If you're going to message 50 to 100 people each day, don't waste your time on people like this. They don't deserve your time. You don't deserve to waste your time on them. So I have been timing it out how long I spend chatting with someone. It may be less than 10 minutes before I have them scheduled for a call. And I tell every single one of them, I send them a message before we get on a call, either that morning or the night before. Please tell me where you're at before we get on this call. 1 being that you're not interested at all, 10 being that you're signing up like now. Where do you fall on this? And if they do not say they're a 9 or a 10, I say I'm not ready to be on a call with you, because I don't have time to waste on that. You don't have time to waste on them. There are going to be 10 more people in the future, in the next couple of weeks, that are going to be a 9 or a 10 that you can get on a call with them. So think about how much time you're willing to spend on someone. I wasted a lot of time in my previous business trying to get people to say yes, and I don't want to do that now. I don't want you to do that now. If you think about spending less than 30 minutes on someone to get them into this business, then it's because they want to be in this business, and they're not going to give excuses. They're not going to have 1,000 questions. You don't need to explain much of anything to them, because either they've already researched it or they don't have a lot of questions. They're ready for the opportunity. So that is something that you need to think about when you're talking to people. You're not trying to beg people to do this. You don't waste a lot of time on even trying to send them a video. Don't beg them to watch the video. Don't even beg them to give you a response if they've not watched the video. If they're not writing you back, if you send them a reminder and they've not wrote you back, then you move on from that. Someone, I guess, Tanner, Sarah, I don't know if you do this, but if someone doesn't respond to my initial message, rarely do I go back anymore, because 100 people is too much for me to go back. I don't say, hey, did I scare you anymore? I just move on. And occasionally people get back with me, very rarely though. So what are some of your other questions that you possibly have? Some of you look like you're scared right now.
I think that was one of the other things that had come up too, was they found the squeaky toy. Good. So one of the other things that came up was, what do I say to people who are crickets? And, you know, I think what Brett meant, and he's not here to talk about it, but I think what he meant was that when people are like, yes, 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 all the way, and then gone. And I will tell you, I had people who were all in, $500, I'm in. And then like Zach and I can't get they're like even warm people, and we can't get a response out of them. So, you know, in some respects, you can give them did I scare you? Where'd I lose you? When it's someone that you have gone the distance with. But when people you're just regularly inviting, I would not do the, you know, where'd I lose you? Did I scare you? Because they're like, you never had me. What do you mean? So, yeah, so I would just really, it would only be, that's really what I would do. I mean, Tanner, is there something that you do when somebody is all in, and then ghosts you? Do you have anything?
Really where I lose people is if, I'm trying to think, like they'll tell me, I'll sign up, but in 2 weeks when I get paid or anything like that. And so I'll follow up with them like one time within that time, but then I let them know, like, I'm going to follow up with you then, we'll get you set up then. And if they ghost me, I will follow up with them one more time. And this is with people who expressed interest and watched the video. This is with people who said they want to sign up, but they couldn't at the moment. And I give them a last chance message. And it's just, and I got this from Tina and Joe. It's nothing special, but it's in our group. Hey girl, hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to check in with you one last time before I take you off my list. Are you still interested? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people won't respond, but then there'll be an occasional one that'll be like, yes, I'm still interested. And I think this was with Kaylee even too. I think I followed up with her and I was like, I don't want to keep bothering you. Let me know. And she's like, yes, I'm just scared. And we talked it through and here she is today. So give everybody the benefit of the doubt. If they've watched the video or they said they are interested, give them one last chance. Give them one last follow-up. It may not have been a good time. And if they don't respond to that, move on. One last chance and then that's it. And
also, a lot of times people will see a message and like skim over it. And shit, I run my business out of Facebook Messenger and I still do that. Like I'll be like, oh, buzz past it and I'll get back to it. And especially if I'm out. And what I will do to people that I think that like were genuine but just kind of fell off is I'll go to their page and I'll be like, comment, like, I'm still here, like comment on all their stuff or like their stuff. So if they get a notification like Sarah just liked your post and they're like, oh my God, Sarah, I forgot to respond to her. And I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, and that's the guy, you know, that's the God's honest truth. But that's something that I'll do too if it's someone that was all the way and then nothing. But other than that, I'm not going with the, you know, attack on something that was never there, you know? All right. Let's see. I'm in the wrong post here.
Onboarding?
Yes. Tanner, did you want to go over that? You're muted.
let me grab my slide here. There's a question over here in the chat. I want to address that while you find this.
Yes. Well, Elizabeth, I guess I don't necessarily start out conversations for customers, period. I go from, if they don't want to be a partner, to being a customer. So I flip-flop it. My invites are for partners. And if they say, I'm not interested in the business, but I possibly would like to, be a wine club customer, that's the way I shift it. I don't do it from the opposite. What I've had in the past is when someone said, oh, I'll just be a wine club partner, and then they switch back. No, they say they'll be a wine club customer, and then they switch back to wanting to be a partner. So they've flip-flopped when they've said, especially when I say, did you know you can still get your wine for free even when you're a customer? And I said, but then you don't make any other money. And so there's ways around that of trying to get them open their eyes to the opportunity versus just being a customer. So I hope that answers your question there.
Cool. All right, guys. So basically what I do for onboarding, and this is pretty much team-wide, but the thing that's different is the getting started right slide. And I got this from Ashley, and she's not here to share it, so I'm going to do it for her. Number one thing, once you sign somebody up, have them send you a picture of themselves so you can introduce them in the group. Always, always, always make sure to do that. Welcome them in, tag them in the team post or the team pin post, whatever it is. And as soon as they comment cheers or that they finished, add them to the Wine and Shine training group. And when they do that, I send them a voice message or I send them a message and I say, hey, just letting you know, I added you to the training group. Also, when are you free this week? We need to set up like a 30-minute Zoom call to do your getting started right call. And I have them shoot me some times and we set it up. And then I get on Zoom and this is what I do. And you guys, you don't have to pay for Zoom. If you just want to sign up with a free account, you can do that. So don't feel like just because you don't have a Zoom account, you can't do this. So I get them on there and then I go through this slide. And what I do actually is I have a notebook somewhere under all my papers here. I have a notebook that I sit here with, and everybody gets their own page, and I write their name at the top, and I will take notes during this call because something that I did poorly in my last business was kind of like losing track of people or not like emotionally investing enough and just thinking like, oh, they got it, send them on their way, and not really getting to connect with that person because a lot of my people come from cold market. I don't know them before. And so I think it's really important to establish that relationship from the beginning. So taking them through this slideshow is what I do. So welcome to the team, get them excited. I just talk about how things are going to be different, whether they've been in network marketing before. This is just a totally different situation. Get them excited for that. And then I have them sit here and we spend the most time on this slide, and this is where I take notes. And I'll ask them, what was the main reason why you joined this business? And I will have them say whatever, and I will write it down. I will ask them what specific goals. I'll ask them financial goals, rank goals, all of that, and I tell them to give me a time. And that way I can help hold them accountable. And I can give them some ideas if they're like, I don't know, what's even possible? I'll throw out some numbers, I'll throw out some time frames. Depending on their schedule and help them set goals for them. And then I ask them like what their big why is. And this is different from why did you join the business? Why do you join the business could be, I like wine, I want to make money. This is like your deep rooted, like what is going to motivate you when nothing else does type of thing. So mine is getting out of debt and moving and a lot of different things, but figure out what their why is, write it down. Ask them what their biggest fear is if they have one. Write that down and ask them what they're most excited for. And every single thing gets written down so that way I can go back and review it if I ever need to. And then I talk to them here. And this is something that I didn't do very well in my last business either, was I kind of like held everybody's hand in a certain way and I hold it for too long. And people who weren't in network marketing before, or even some that were, they would think that I was going to do it for them or I was their boss or anything like that. And I just make sure that they know that they own their own business. It is their job to take ownership. And I basically tell them straight up, and I feel a little harsh saying it, but it's the truth and it needs to be established up front. So that way there's not an expectation that I can't fulfill. So I tell them, I'm like, you're going to be the difference between success or failure. And I'm here to guide you every step of the way, but I can't do it for you. So I'm here to work with you. I will show you everything. I will give you all the tools, but it's up to you to do what you need to do. And then another thing that I talk about is my goal is to create more leaders on this team, not followers. And I know that some people come into this and you may not be a natural leader. That's fine. But the steps that we have make it very easy for you to step into a leadership role. So it's basically tagging your team in the posts that we make and showing up to team calls and running your own getting started right calls and have your upline run it with you the first time or two, but then after that you're on your own. Like it's not that hard to have a conversation with someone and read off the slide. So I just tell them that I want a business of multiplication, which means everybody is multiplying and adding, and it's not just me adding down, it's everybody. And so by creating leaders, that's what's going to give me that. And this is something that I think is extremely important. I talk about, and I'll just basically give you the script of what I say, but I'm going to say, there are going to be certain ups and downs as you build your business. There will be good times, bad times, things you can control, things you can't control. And I'm going to assume that you are in an absolute tragedy if you are not talking to me, if you aren't showing up for team calls, if you're ghosting me. I'm going to assume something horrible happened. So my expectation from you is to be in contact with me. I tell them, I'm like, I've signed up over 30 people. I have over 100 people in my downline. I do not have the time to personally check in with everybody each week. You have one upline. I have over 100 people. So you can check in with me. You let me know when you need something. You come to me if you have a question. If something's going great, come to me. You need a 3-way call, come to me. And I let them know, I'm never too busy for you. I think there's like a misconception that just because I run this business full time that I'm super busy, which I am, but I will always make time for my team. But it's up for you then to communicate with me. And I just make sure that we are an understanding of that I expect them to talk to me whenever, like even if it's just checking in once a week or once every couple weeks, I expect them to come to me for that. And then I go into, whenever there is something bad that does happen, like let's say something bad happens in your life, how do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to leave you alone? Do you want me to be a friend? Do you want me to kind of be persistent and like push you through it? What do you respond best to? And then I wait and I have them tell me how they respond. And you're going to be surprised. People are going to tell you all different kinds of things. Some people are going to be like, I want you to leave me alone. I deal with things better when I'm left alone. I want you to be my friend. I want you to push me. And I write that down. So if something bad does happen, I will know how to handle it. And I'm not going to feel guilty if I handled it the wrong way. So I just think that's important to talk about up front. And my main thing, my one expectation that I ask my people to do is to just communicate with me. Something's going on. Talk to me. If things are going great, talk to me. Just communicate. That is my number one expectation. And then I go over getting started checklists and understanding their wine shipments, make sure they are committed to drinking their wine, and getting that every month. And then I talk about Facebook groups, FAQ, me, upline, same thing. All of that is there. I talk about the importance of the Facebook group, how it's important to get connected in the group, participate, ask questions in there. If you know the answer, respond. This is your group too. Don't feel like you're going to step on my toes. Please help me out. Help us out. Even if you don't think it's the right answer, try anyway, and we'll help you if we think there's something better. Let us know when you're going live. We don't always get notifications, so please let us know so we can go support you if we are available. Compensation plan, I just make sure that they understand like the 5 ways we get paid. You don't need to know it to an extreme extent, but just in case you do have people that are asking, like, I posted this in the group the other day. Molly asked like just a basic way to explain it. Just make sure that you guys know about it for other people's sake and for your team's sake and stuff like that. Once you're in the business, it's important to understand it. Before you're in it, it's like, whatever. An invite process, I make sure that they understand how. Guys, that is in our pinned post. And if they have gone through it and said cheers, they should know how to invite by now. And so I just go over that. I kind of help them set an invite goal for the day. I tell them what I do, and then I try to help them figure out how many can they invite during a day. Game plan. I tell them the most important thing at the moment is to complete the wine and shine training if they have not. Scan through the FAQs. Just make sure that you're in understanding. You guys don't have to know everything before you start working. Make an intro post if you want. I know there's been a couple threads in the group. I know not everybody likes to post, or not everybody's going to run their business posting, or not everybody can. But if you can and are willing, make an intro post. Go live with your wine box. Get on team calls. And above all else, invite. Like, that is the most important thing that you can do in this business. And for anyone who's not in network marketing but wants to get into posting, or they're not used to it, I help them come up with a few ideas of like how to post, just like some simple ideas. And then the last thing I say is my assignment for you is to schedule a call with me in the next week or two. And 10, 15-minute phone call, just basically checking in, see how things are going. Any questions, obviously you guys can get in contact with me beforehand. You know where I am on Facebook. You can talk to me beforehand, but I like to get on the phone and just do a little recap and see how we're doing in the first couple of weeks of them getting started. And I will say I'm leaving it up to you to schedule it with me. I'm not going to chase you down for this. So, and then at the end, I ask them if they have any questions, and we go over questions, and that's about it. Usually takes about 30 minutes, sometimes 45 if it's going a little long, which is fine. I'd rather invest that time up front than feel like I'm behind with that person or never got to know them. And if the person sticks it out, awesome. If they don't, at least I will not feel guilty for not doing my job. So that's what I do. Anybody have any questions on that? Yeah, I'm going to share it. I'll share it in the file section for sure. So.
Okay, let me go and check the post. That's awesome. And I definitely plan on using it myself. And, I think that, don't get us wrong, but, coming from network marketing background, sometimes I think that, or I'll speak for myself, but I breeze over the simplicity of it because I've done the hard stuff already. I've struggled and I've lacked confidence in certain things. And, I just want you guys to know that we're here for you from day one, wherever you come in at. But you guys also have to meet us halfway by showing us how we can help you, how you learn best, how you receive, criticism and, stuff like that. So I love that. And thank you, Ashley, for creating it and wherever you may be. Okay, let me go back to Winosaurs and see what else. Okay. I think the people are not really here that asked the questions. Okay, UK expansion. I know as much as you do, which is this much. They're in UK right now, figuring it out. That's all we know. They're going to announce after they get back from this trip, Derek said. And guys, if you read any of the comments in the Wine Warriors page when they share information like that, you will see their answers, because I guarantee if you have the question, they have answered it. So we just share the news, but the bulk of the information, we don't know any more than you guys do. So literally just messenger. So UK, they're there now. We're not launched yet, but start putting your feelers out. Throw a couple UK hashtags in your posts on Instagram. Start trying to network to those people. And I'm telling you, I said this to Tanner earlier, but UK is going to be where the dust gets kicked up in this business, because, here we are tapping into a market that is understanding and knows of network marketing, maybe has some, prior skepticism about it or a preconceived notion, but we're going into UK where they really don't have those holdbacks or limitations. And, I'm speaking generally, but, we're going to experience these amazing new people with amazing different goals. And, that's where we have to tap into that market ASAP and get there. And don't wait for 6 months until I have perfected how to talk to the people from the UK. I'm going day one. I'm going day -30. I'll be there. So, don't wait till, oh yes, we'll send the British video. I hope that's not a fake accent, because that would be horrible. But yeah, so UK expansion, we know nothing more. If you're talking to UK people already, fabulous. I would just keep them in your pipeline, keep talking to them. There's really nothing you could do. Just keep an email or something on file, keep talking to them, keep talking. Okay, Kaylin asked about the wine system thing. I said, keep it simple, forget the wine system. Until it starts paying me millions, I'll pay attention to it. And Brandy said, best advice for cold market, and how long after making small talk with them do you wait before presenting the business opportunity? Unless I have ever sat down to a meal with this person, I really don't make small talk with them. I have dabbled in both. I have used some small talk for my warmer market. But if it's someone that I've never sat down to lunch with, I'm going in for a cold invite. So I hope that kind of explains. Is Brandy on? No. Okay. So anyone else that's here and present, thank you for being here. Does anyone else have any questions? While you have our attention, we're at the 45 mark. So what do you guys got for us? Unmute your beautiful selves. And handsome Scott. Are we a lot? Like, is this too much for you guys? Do we scare you? I just want to.
I wanted to ask that same thing, because when I was talking, it looked like deers caught in headlights. They were like, whoa. And I think, I'm really not scary. I mean, my kids love me. So
I shut you up. Is that what you're saying, Ash? Up with great knowledge. Okay. Oh, you made up for that. Okay.
I feel like the baseline of this call is to try to keep things simple. Ultimately, it's inviting people, and it's not messing around with that. So in the beginning of this business, in the beginning of any business, you're getting the word out. That's what we're doing. I mean, we're getting the word out to people, the mass amounts of people that you possibly can. And if they don't want to hear it, not your fault. Like, you just keep moving through that. It cannot get complicated. It is really that simple. So when I have my people that they're like, really, that's all you do? And I'm like, yes, as much as I want to make it more serious and more complicated, we have one product, we tell people about it. That's it. So do you all feel that it's that simple? Do you feel like calm when you're messaging people? Do you feel happy messaging people? Like, you get it done, you're like, yes, I just rocked 30 invites. That's how you feel.
Something that like my first, I would say, month and a half, 2 months, like when I was going balls to the wall before Facebook started blocking me and doing horrible things to me, I would do like fun things while I was inviting, because it's literally copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. I'd watch Netflix, I'd turn music on, I'd drink wine. It'd be like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'd be having a freaking blast with myself, inviting people, getting ignored, and getting a few people to respond to me. So guys, make this fun. We are not doing hard work. You know what's hard? Going to work and going to school and the other jobs that I've had in my life. This is the easiest shit I've ever done in my life. Like, and this is fun. What other job is it socially acceptable to drink while you're doing it? None. So make it fun. Do what works for you. You know, if however you need to do your invites, get them done, but make it fun. Enjoy yourself. So.
Great. I like to personally race against the clock. So I set a timer for myself. And
that's too much pressure.
No, it's really fun for someone who really likes that kind of stuff. So I'll be like, 20 minutes, here I go. And I'm like, oh my God, scroll. Oh, the clock, it's still going. I'm literally out.
I'm spent at least 500%. No, I'm focusing on meeting people out. People are so. But that's what's great, Nikki, is you're planting those seeds. A lot of people that are afraid to say yes, or people that are saying no, or not right now, a lot of those people will come back. And your job is not to convince them to say yes. Your job is to get the video in front of as many people as possible and collect a decision. Your job is not to convince people. So that's great. Like, keep those numbers up.
And I will tell you something too. So Tanner and Brooke and Ashley and Angela and I are going to be in Mexico next week. And we have all committed to knocking out at least an hour of work each day. I mean, we might have mimosas in our hands, but we plan on sending invites and follow-ups because, you know, regardless of what's going on, do the bare minimum. And like, even if you take those invite numbers down to 10, you know, while you're doing something else or traveling or whatever, like Ashley was telling me she was sending invites from her road trip the other day, but like, just do what you can, because it is a lot of pressure in this industry to like completely take your foot off the gas and then try to like get back on. Yeah. So just do what you can, and you will thank yourself for keeping up with the momentum and follow-ups and doing that kind of thing. Dogs. Awesome.
I want to say something, because what I have experienced probably over the last month, and I mean, Tanner, Sarah, and I were friends when we came into this business, is that I have fallen in love. I mean, Heather's on this call. Fallen in love with the people that I have signed up to be on my team. Like, I literally could go on vacation with them as we're going next week with all these girls, because that is what we're doing here. We're living life together. We're doing fun, hard work, and you've got to just join in and be a part of it and be happy while you're doing it. So I know that we have some negative Nancy's here and there, but if you are that light and you are that happy one that is doing the work and doing the hard stuff, then you're going to attract those kind of people. Hopefully, you're going to attract those kind of people. So don't be rude in messages. Be as kind as you possibly can, and you're going to get the best people. Sound good? because sometimes I'll tell you, when I see some comments from people, I'm like, are they having a bad day? Because this is a fun business. This is a super fun business. I never have a bad day working. I love it. So we obviously are not going to be having, Tanner, Sarah, and I are not going to be leading the team call, but there will still be a team call next week.
Yeah, Stephanie is going to be hosting it. So she's the one with all the funny pictures and stuff on Facebook. Always has great, awesome posts.
So it'll be a great call. All right. Thank you guys for being on the call tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. Sarah, you're muted.
We'll post the recording ASAP, and I want you guys to all do me a favor and tag one person that you think, tag 2 people that you think need to hear this, because there's 171 people in the team page. I just looked earlier, and there's 11 here. So, and 3 of them are us. So I want you to tag 2 people that need to hear this, okay? Just like search and tag.
Yeah,
and be like,
you don't know anybody.
Paying it forward. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.